Are the JBL Reflect Mini NC the mid-range active noise cancelling buds we've all been waiting for? Are they worth the money, and how do they stack up against the competition? We'll be finding out shortly. I'll throw affiliate links in the description below so you can check their price in real time. I bought these with my own money, so let's see if they were worth it or not. I'm Mark, and my channel's motto is strike first, strike hard, no mercy. I also let you know what's worth buying before you buy it, so let's probably start with that. Let's get into the review. Okay, at this price, I am expecting above average build and design, and I'm pleased to say that JBL did not disappoint here. Yes, the case is all plastic, but it feels far sturdier than budget options under $100, and its matte finish, thankfully, offers decent grip. We've got an IPX7 waterproof rating here, which is nice for working out, bearing in mind that only extends to the buds, not the case. As you might have noticed, the case comes with a wrist strap attached, which, while handy, I say that, I've never used it, so maybe it's not handy, you can't actually remove it. And I'm not really sure it's actually necessary at all. I worry about stuff like this getting dirty, so it would have been nice to have the option to remove it without permanently chopping it off. The buds continue the same high standard with an almost entirely spherical shape, which is quite unusual because your ears aren't perfectly circular, but stay tuned to see how they fit in round 3. Aesthetically, I like them a lot, especially in this kind of off-white colour that I went for. I do just wish they were a little bit more pocket friendly. So with price as a factor, I'm going to drop a 7 out of 10 here. Yes, it's above average in terms of build and design, not by a huge amount, but both the case and buds could stand being a little more compact, which is one of the only things that stopped me ranking them higher. Spoiler alert, battery life figures here are not mind-blowing, but we are promised 7 hours playback in a single sitting with 2 extra charges in the case, meaning just 21 hours playback overall. After testing, I can confirm that those figures are most definitely with ANC off, but with ANC off, I rather pleasingly achieved an extra 30 minutes playback. However, with ANC on, I achieved 45 minutes less than the claimed 7 hours, which isn't bad still compared to the competition. But even still, I'm going to drop a 6 out of 10 for battery life here, as the overall 21 hours is the bare minimum I'd expect at this price. And especially considering the case is a little bit larger than average, I would have expected 30 hours total playback at the very least. And we've also got no wireless charging here. When it comes to fit and comfort, I am pleased to finally be able to report that these are some of the most secure buds I've tested in a long time. So yes, for running or working out, you can be confident that these aren't going to budge one bit. However, in terms of comfort, the bulky circular body of the buds I mentioned earlier, for me at least, exerts a little pressure around my ears, as surprise, surprise, my in-ears are not a perfect circle. That means that not only can you feel them when you're wearing them a little bit more than other options, but ear fatigue does begin to creep in after around even 30 to 45 minutes, though the mushroom-shaped ear tips, which I've kind of never seen before actually, were pretty comfortable. So I'm going to drop a 7 out of 10 for fit and comfort here. They are incredibly secure, maybe even as secure as the Bose Sport and Bose Quiet Comfort, which are literally don't move in your ears. But they could be so much more ergonomically shaped to the average person's ear shape. And if you have small ears, you may even struggle to get these in at all. So here is the microphone test of the JBL. I've got them in now. You assess the quality and let me know what you think in the comments below. Is it worth the price? I have been testing a lot of budget true wireless earbuds in terms of microphone performance. About half the price of these, so hopefully these should be twice as better. I'm not so sure they will be, but we'll find out. But before you make your mind up, I'm going to throw in another option for you to compare them to. So I'm going to get those in, and you can see which one you think is best. And here's a quick microphone test of the Soundcore, not Anchor, Liberty Air 2 Pro. They are Pro. Do they have Pro microphone performance? Because they are the same, or nearly the same price as the JBLs.
So, are we getting better value for money with the JBLs or here with the Soundcore? I don't remember these being particularly great, but I'm going to reserve my judgment until I get back, listen to these recordings, which I'm going to do right now.
Okay, we're back, and as I'm sure you'd agree, there's absolutely nothing special about the microphone quality of the JBL Reflect Mini NC at all. Yeah, they reduce background noise reasonably well, but the clarity on my voice suffers as a result. I'm going to give them a 5 out of 10 for mic quality, as even a select few $50 earbuds can beat them here with no questions. And the quality is so mediocre that they even make the Liberty Air 2 Pro's mic seem exceptional, when in reality it's actually pretty average. It's time for round 5, where I'll be rating these buds in terms of functionality and usability. Bluetooth 5.1 gets us off to a great start when it comes to maintaining a strong and stable connection, and so does mono mode, which means you can use either the left or right earbud independently. But sadly, the support of nothing better than AAC or SBC when it comes to audio codecs is disappointing at this price. I mean, even budget buds at $50 are shipping with aptX Adaptive these days, so you're not well future-proofed here at all. The lack of aptX also means that audiovisual lag outside of Netflix and YouTube is moderate, especially when smartphone gaming, and also the streaming of higher quality audio files is ruled out entirely. But where the Reflect Mini NC wins all the points is almost entirely through the JBL Headphones app, a companion app which offers almost more functionality than many $300 earbuds can muster. Why should you really care enough to download it? Well, firstly, you can toggle ANC, ambient mode, and talk through mode, which instantly lowers the volume of playback and switches to ambient mode. We've also got 3 smart modes: normal mode to prioritize connection, audio mode to prioritize sound quality, and video mode to prioritize reducing audiovisual latency. Now, having tested all 3 modes, I sadly can't say that there's any real noticeable difference between these modes in terms of sound quality or the reduction of audiovisual lag, which isn't really surprising considering there's no aptX here. But of course, with any companion app, the icing on the cake should be, and is, custom equalizer presets. And I think there's like 3, but fortunately there's a full custom equalizer, and this is going to help these buds so much when it comes to the sound quality round coming up next, allowing you to tune the buds to your own personal tastes, which is always a welcome addition. Then, as you delve into the settings, you've got completely customizable touch controls on the left and right earbud, but annoyingly, assuming you want ANC controls on one earbud, you can only then have play, pause, skip tracks or volume controls on the other. You can't have all of that functionality at the same time. You have to choose between one or the other, unless you of course ditch ANC controls on the other bud, so that is a little bit of a letdown. There's power saving features here. If you are particularly bad at returning the buds to their case, you can make them auto power off after a certain amount of time, as well as the ability to toggle auto pause and play, which for what it's worth works really well. So, ANC. And like in most true wireless earbuds with active noise cancellation, it's just okay. It's better than nothing, and certainly not close to what you'll find in ANC headphones. And also, it introduces a constant hiss in both earbuds. However, this hiss can be tweaked out using the ANC tuning in the app, though I'm not entirely sure what this tuning is doing to the strength of the ANC at this present moment. I'm still looking into that. Ambient mode, however, is great and free of any hiss or static whatsoever. That's going to be a very easy 9 out of 10 for functionality and usability, only dropping a single point for a lack of aptX, something which I would definitely expect to see at this price from a pair of buds released in mid-2021. Otherwise, there is very little else here that I'm missing, and that very rarely happens. Okay, it's time to talk sound quality, but before we dive in, make sure you're following me on my personal Instagram and Twitter, where I promise I will keep you updated on all the latest audio tech, all the latest releases. If that sounds good, then links are in the description. Don't forget to hit subscribe, and let's talk sound quality. The default sound signature on the Reflect Mini NC is It's different. I'm not saying it's good or bad, it's just different. There's a healthy bass boost, as you'd expect from any JBL product, but mids and highs are also noticeably boosted more than your average V-shaped sound signature. Of course, this isn't a bad thing, which is why I said it's different, not good or bad. It helps to prevent vocals, melodies, and high notes from being drowned out by that pleasurably punchy bass, but it also means that for the most part, in some places, detail is lost. And if you don't know what that means, basically, those boosted mids and highs mean that everything from vocals to lead melodies, cymbal crashes and hi-hats especially, whilst very present in the mix, can also sound a little bit lower quality than they should. This is of course more of an issue if listening to rock, metal, movie soundtracks and classical music, as well as acoustic tracks which feature modest bass with a lot of mids and highs. However, for EDM, rap and hip hop, which are generally more bass focused, these buds sound right at home. Vocals are still a little bit too pushed forwards for my liking, losing their natural sound a little bit, but on the whole, the experience is far, far more enjoyable. But as a whole, the default sound signature lacks a little bit of versatility across different genres. But thankfully, using custom equalizer settings in the JBL headphones app, you can instantly correct a lot of these issues. Of course, the first thing I did was to lower the mids and highs a little bit, which brought the sound back to being more balanced, yet still retaining punchy bass. I couldn't completely tune out the harsh quality of the highs without making them a little quiet, but overall the improvement to my ears is like night and day. It also improved my perception of soundstage. Every aspect of a track was no longer boosted and fighting for center stage, creating a better separation of instruments, vocals and percussion. Once equalized, I have to say, the sound quality alone did just about manage to justify some of the minor shortcomings I've highlighted so far. So it was a bit of a rocky start for me, but it's going to settle on an 8 out of 10 for sound quality if you tweak the settings in the JBL headphones app. If not, in my opinion, you're looking at about a 6 out of 10 at best, depending on what genres you listen to. But please, make sure you equalize these immediately and thank me later. Overall, the JBL Reflect Mini NC scored a 42 out of a possible 60, which is a 7 out of 10 overall. The pros are insane functionality, a rock solid fit, and great sound quality once equalized. The cons are poor mic quality for the price, really. They could definitely be more pocket friendly, and the battery life figures are a little on the low side. The Reflect Mini NC certainly aren't the best buds at this price point, nailing pretty average scores across the board for me. But I have to say, they do have the capability to sound absolutely awesome, and I know for some people, that's all they care about. Similarly priced alternatives like the Soundcore Liberty Air 2 Pro may best them in many ways, but they aren't without their shortcomings either, so you have to bear that in mind. However, old stagers like the Jabra 75T come scarily close to matching the Reflect Mini NC, and for me, the 75T's far more compact size means I just can't say that the Reflect Mini NC convincingly bests them, leaving them still one of my favourites at this price point. And now you've watched this video, you definitely need to watch my review of the Soundpeats T2 by clicking here, which are cheaper yet have far superior ANC. Or you can check out my review of the Liberty Air 2 Pro by clicking here and find out the one thing that I disliked about them. So pick one of those and I will see you in the next video.